In question number 3, we're supposed to build the polynomial given the zeros. So if negative 5 is a 0, then x plus 5 is a factor. Then we have x minus 3 as a factor. And with these, the 4 plus I, we also know its conjugate is in there, 4 minus I. And I said if you want to be really careful, what you can always do is take x minus your 0 that they give you, which is 4 plus I, and rewrite it. So that's going to be x minus 4 minus I. Then if I do the same thing with this factor, it's going to be x minus 4 minus I, which will give us a factor of x minus 4 plus I. So those are the factors that we have to run through and do our distributive property on. I'm going to multiply these two together first, and that's x squared plus 2x minus 15. That one's fairly quick and easy to do. Then the next one we got to do is multiply these two binomials together. So this takes a little bit more effort. I'm going to try to be real organized here and not make any mistakes. We got x times x, which is x squared. Then you got a negative 4x. Then you got a positive xi. Then I'm going to multiply through by negative 4. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x. I got one of those. Plus 16. I don't have any other constants. And then minus 4i. I don't have any other, just i's. Then I'm going to multiply through by the negative I. So that's a negative xi. So that's the same as this one here. So I'm going to put it underneath the other xi. Let's make another row. Negative xi. And that's going to be a negative times negative is a positive 4i. So I already have a 4i. There's a positive 4i there. And then a negative times a positive is a negative I squared. I'm going to put that under the 16 because a negative I squared ends up becoming a negative I squared. An I squared is a negative 1, so it's a negative of a negative 1 or just plus 1. So maybe I don't want to stick it there. That's why I kind of hesitate. I'm going to put it over here. It's really a minus I squared written in here, right? So minus I squared. So it's really a minus a negative 1, and minus negative 1 is going to be a plus 1. So this whole thing here ends up being a plus 1. So I'm going to stick it under there and cross that out. I'm going to add up my like terms. I got an x squared minus 8x. The xi's cancel out. Then we got plus 17. And then these 4i's cancel out. So I've got to take the x squared minus 8x plus 17 times the x squared plus 2x minus 15 to get my polynomial in standard form. So that's my first round of multiplication and distributive property. Now I'm going to hit the second round of distributing. So I got to take the x squared times the x squared, which is x to the fourth. I got to take the x squared times the negative 8x, which is a negative 8x cubed. X squared times 17 is a positive 17x squared. Now we're going to go through with the 2x. So 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times a negative 8x is a negative 16x squared. And 2x times 17 is a positive 34x. Got one more round of distributing here. And that's a negative 15 times x squared is a negative 15x squared. Negative 15 times a negative 8 is a positive 40 carry the 120. I better make sure I got that right. Yep, 120 x, and then negative 15 times a positive 17 is a negative 255. Now I'm going to draw a line, collect all of our like terms. We got an x to the fourth. We got a minus 6x cubed. On these, we got two negatives. It was negative 31 plus 17. That should give us a negative 14x squared. If we collect our like terms here, we have a positive 154x and then minus 255. Now this is the polynomial that we're after. That is the least degree polynomial with the zeros that we started off with from the very beginning of our problem.